The dispute stems from an ongoing legal battle where attorneys attempted to involve Taylor Swift through a subpoena, likely seeking her testimony or documents they believed relevant. Discovery, the phase where both sides collect and exchange evidence, had been underway for nearly 6 months. This period is crucial in any lawsuit, as it gives each party the chance to build a strong case by obtaining depositions, records, and expert opinions. However, despite the ample time provided, the attorneys seeking Swift's involvement failed to demonstrate that they had properly pursued her cooperation. Court filings revealed no proof of a renewed subpoena being served on the singer. In litigation, a subpoena is a powerful tool. It compels an individual to provide testimony or produce documents. If it is not served correctly or renewed within the appropriate window, the court cannot enforce compliance. This failure to act on time became the central issue. With discovery already halfway complete, the attorneys' lack of follow-through raised questions about their strategy and commitment. It also set the stage for the judge's critical ruling, which emphasized accountability and adhering to procedural requirements. The judge issued a written decision that denied the attorneys' request for additional time in discovery. In the ruling, the court underscored a fundamental principle: deadlines exist for a reason, and extensions are not granted lightly. The attorneys were expected to act diligently during the 6 months allotted, yet they offered no evidence that they had served Taylor Swift with a renewed subpoena. The absence of this crucial step made their request appear weak in the eyes of the court. Judges typically require good cause before granting an extension, meaning the party must show genuine effort and unavoidable obstacles. In this case, the attorneys failed to clear that bar. The ruling described their actions as lacking appropriate diligence, a phrase signaling that the court believed they had squandered opportunities to act within the original timeframe. By refusing the extension, the judge effectively limited the scope of evidence that could be introduced moving forward. This decision dealt a significant blow to the attorneys' strategy, particularly if Swift's potential testimony or documents had been considered vital. The order also reinforced a broader message: even in high-profile cases, courts will not reward inaction with extra time. In civil litigation, discovery deadlines are set to ensure cases move forward efficiently and fairly. When one side asks the court for more time, they must prove good cause, meaning they have worked diligently but faced circumstances beyond their control that prevented them from finishing discovery. Courts consider factors such as whether subpoenas were promptly issued, whether parties cooperated in scheduling depositions, and whether unexpected events interfered with progress. In this case, the attorneys requesting an extension argued they needed more time, but the judge found their reasoning unconvincing. The absence of a renewed subpoena for Taylor Swift stood out as a critical shortcoming. Without evidence that they even attempted to secure her testimony or documents within the allotted timeframe, the request looked less like an unavoidable necessity and more like an afterthought. Judges are cautious about granting extensions because delays can disadvantage the opposing side and burden the court system. Allowing extra time without justification risks encouraging sloppy preparation and prolonged litigation. By denying the request, the judge reaffirmed that extensions are a privilege, not a right, and that lawyers must actively pursue discovery if they want their cases to proceed effectively. For Taylor Swift, the ruling had immediate and personal significance. By denying the extension, the court effectively shielded her from being drawn into the case, at least for now. Without a valid subpoena, she cannot be compelled to testify, sit for a deposition, or hand over personal or professional documents. Given Swift's global profile, avoiding direct involvement in a high-profile lawsuit spares her not only legal stress but also intense media scrutiny that could have overshadowed her career activities. Celebrities often face unique challenges when drawn into litigation, even peripherally. Their testimony can attract disproportionate public attention, creating distractions and sometimes unfairly influencing the perception of a case. For Swift, being kept out of the discovery process preserves her privacy and ensures she can remain focused on her work rather than court proceedings. The decision also highlights how courts treat famous individuals the same as any other potential witness. The rules of subpoenas and discovery must be followed. Fame does not grant immunity, but neither does it impose special burdens. Since the attorneys failed to serve her correctly, Swift remains outside the dispute, reinforcing the importance of proper legal procedure in high-stakes cases. The denial of the extension dealt a clear setback to the attorneys who were seeking to bring Taylor Swift into the case. Their inability to serve a renewed subpoena or demonstrate diligent effort undermined their credibility before the court. For them, Swift's testimony or documents might have been seen as potentially strengthening their arguments, offering a high-profile layer of evidence to support their claims. Without that opportunity, they now face a narrower scope of discovery and must proceed with what they have already gathered. In litigation, missed deadlines and procedural errors can be costly, weakening a party's overall position and limiting their options at trial. Beyond the immediate legal implications, the ruling also sends a signal about the importance of preparation and timing. Attorneys are expected to use discovery periods effectively, and failure to do so not only jeopardizes their case but also risks reputational damage. In high-profile matters, where public and media attention is intense, such missteps can be magnified even further, drawing scrutiny not only to the case itself but also to the performance of the lawyers involved. Ultimately, the attorneys must now reassess their strategy and prepare to move forward without the support they had hoped to obtain. This ruling offers broader lessons about the operation of the legal system and the expectations courts impose on those who practice before them. Judges must balance fairness, efficiency, and accountability, ensuring that cases progress without unnecessary delays. By refusing to reward inaction with more time, the court reinforced the principle that diligence is non-negotiable, even when a celebrity is involved. For the public, the case serves as a reminder that high-profile names do not alter the fundamental rules of procedure. Taylor Swift's fame may have drawn headlines, but the judge's reasoning applied equally to any potential witness. The ruling also highlights the tension between legal tactics and procedural requirements. While attorneys may seek to leverage celebrity involvement for strategic advantage, they cannot bypass the steps required to make that involvement lawful. In a broader sense, this moment reflects the judiciary's role as a safeguard against gamesmanship in litigation. It ensures that cases are argued on their merits, not prolonged through procedural shortcuts. For lawyers and litigants alike, it underscores the necessity of meeting deadlines, demonstrating effort, and respecting the court's time.